Walk in his ways, impact voice. Walk in his ways, impact voice. Walk in his ways, impact. Walk in his ways. Tune in to get your mind right. Tune in and let your soul glow. We already hit the top charts, so if you're really ready, let's go. Walk in his ways, impact voice. Walk in his ways, impact voice. Walk in his ways, impact. Walk in his ways. From the Jazsmine be the host. NC, co-host. Coach Shay, co-host. Prime time, co-host. Walk in his ways, impact voice. Walk in his ways, impact voice. Walk in his ways, impact. Walk in his ways.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Walking This Way's Impact Wars podcast. Today is Wednesday, October the 26th, 2022. I hope everybody's having a great, productive Wednesday. I hope you got everything done. I hope you got everything that you want to get accomplished. Remember, we should take control of our lives. If not, any and everything will control us. So we should want to always be the CEO of our lives. So I'm very excited to be back with you once again as we're live streaming right now on Facebook Live, of course. So if you're in the comment section or you just tuning in, let me know that you're in with us. And we want to hear from you. We want to hear your comments. We want to hear your questions, anything you want to say, anything you want to ask. Hey, go right ahead. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the willing to succeed. That's tonight's topic tonight, willing to succeed, and also be interviewing interviewing a very extraordinary young woman by the name of Jazsmine. She has her own skin products here. She's based here in the DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth area. I met her, I think, yesterday. One of these days I met her.
Yes,
She put me to the side, introduced me to her plant-based skin products as well. And I'm thankful that she took time out of her productive schedule to join me here on tonight. And she was on to when I introduced myself, we interacted via email wise, and mentioned the podcast. So I like to bring on, and she just jumped right on it, and we're here. So the old saying is, why put off tomorrow what you could do today? Because you gotta realize tomorrow's not promised. So once you got things going on and you have the opportunity and the opportunity to present themselves, what you do, you're gonna jump forward because you realize tomorrow's not promised. You don't want to regret woulda, coulda, shoulda, because you're like, dang, why I didn't do that? Why I didn't take this opportunity? But I'm very thankful that she took this opportunity. And like I said, we are live streaming right now. And those who are tuning in, put you in the comment section, get those hearts up, get those thumbs up. And by the way, we are monetized now. So if you see that star, hit that star. If you hit that star, hey, get paid towards doing the podcast here on Walking This Way's Impact with Pocket here on Facebook. So Jazsmine, I thank you once again for taking time out of your busy schedule. And I don't say word busy.
You're very welcome.
Productive schedule. Introduce yourself to the audience. I know right now you're handling your day-to-day operations, of course. So introduce yourself to the audience that's watching us right now here on Facebook Live.
Okay, so my name is Jazsmine Capri. I am the CEO and manufacturer of my natural plant-based holistic skincare, and I am also a licensed esthetician and fashion designer, stylist. I've done a lot. But yeah.
And awesome. And I know I met you at the mall in Arlington. Put me aside, introduced me to your skincare products, how you broke everything down and you really educated a lot. And I respect that because some people only looking for $1, but you actually walk me through the process. And what you broke down to really got my interest. You said it's plant-based. And then you mentioned the vitamins that's in the skincare line. And I like that a lot. So have you always been into like skin products growing up? That's something you kind of like graduated towards years as you went out down life journey?
Well, kinda, yeah. I mean, I'm a female, I'm a woman, so as girls, we get into the skincare and the products, and the lip gloss and everything. And so, a long story, but to make it, summed up, I have very sensitive skin, and so on that journey, I've had to learn what works for my skin and what doesn't work. And on my product journey. My mother used to call me a product junkie because at one point, I was really trying to clear my skin up and get
Okay.
my hyperpigmentation off of my face. And I got tired of looking on the back of labels. I don't know if you've ever experienced this or people, but y'all get the product and you look on the back of the label, and it is so complicated to read. You don't understand what the words are. You got to go Google, and it's not just one; it's 30 of them. So I got tired of that, and I've always been into creating. I'm a natural born creative, so I would like to mix sauces together and try to figure something out, and make something that was good. And eventually, that is what I started doing. I got very tired and fed up with the skincare companies and just the ones that I tried and not getting the results that I was looking for. And I knew that there was vitamins, minerals, and a lot of beneficial ingredients in our day-to-day things, such as spinach and bananas and lemon and honey and all of these things that you can use to help clear the skin and heal your skin. And so that's what led me onto that journey, my hyperpigmentation, and just trying to find the right product. And I got fed up. I
And
got fed up of
also,
being a product junkie.
and that's awesome. And I know going to you, okay, doing the ingredients and doing the research. So how long did you take to do the research? Because I know you're a woman of, I tell you, you're a woman of excellence, and you're a woman of
Absolutely.
patience and of putting everything in order. So, and I know
Right.
this is something that you made. So how long was the process of going into your laboratory and putting everything together?
In my opinion, it was not as long as you would think. It was about a year. I started this in 2020.
Okay.
I moved to Dallas. As you know, you met me in the DFW area. So I moved to Dallas in 2020 from Cali. And I was on my fashion designing journey. And I was turning 30. And quite honestly, I didn't want to be a starving artist. I had to pick. Do I want stability or do I want, whatever I was searching for? And so I came to Dallas for the stability during COVID, got a job working somewhere, had to quit that job. So that's when I got into making butter moisturizer. And I started off with just turmeric because that was my goal. My goal was to help heal people's skin with eczema prone skin, dark spots, hyperpigmentation. That was my first, outlook on it. And I started making turmeric butter moisturizers and matcha green tea scrubs, and that's when I got into researching what does this do for the skin, and how does this help this? And of course, by myself, I was making my own face mask and stuff like that because it's not hard; it's very easy. So that's when I started my researching process, and about by 2021, I had my revival recipe. I had researched all essential oils and natural products from plants and flowers and extracts and things like that. And that's when I created my revival recipe.
And that's what's up, and make that transition from the West Coast to the South. And
Yeah,
and I did the same thing. You know, I'm from the South in Alabama. And I transitioned here to Texas. I know what you're saying, and I know you
yeah,
said you worked for a company. And so, in other words, you took that leap of faith. You
I
know,
did.
and how was that? And how was that transition for you? 'Cause I know a lot of times
It
when
was
you
devastating.
was it.
Devastating. Because you got to understand, right? I have gone from trying to be a celebrity stylist entrepreneur to then designing, and I'm fire. Okay, my clothes are fire.
Hmm.
But I had to sacrifice, right? It
Right.
was a lot of trying to get this job and product development assistant jobs that I didn't get. And to leave from California, where I was trying to make my dream come true,
Yeah.
to go to Dallas, where I don't know nobody, and then going back into retail. It
Mm.
was like, although I got a assistant management position and I finally felt like, oh, I got the keys to something, it still was like me taking a step down.
Yeah.
So then to take the next step, to have to quit that job because of my health, because of COVID, because I have asthma, so I had to be very mindful of what I was
Right.
putting myself at risk to. It was devastating. It was like, how am I going to survive? I literally left to go be stable, and now I've lost all my stability. in a state where I know no one. Um, so then I became a waitress because that's just what I do. I waitress as well, or I used to. And I'm good at it. I'm good with people. I'm good with upselling and, just doing what I do.
Hmm.
I had to leave that job. And at that point, I was like, okay, guy, you just must not want me to work. Like,
Hmm.
you know, um, but I got on my skincare journey and something told me to just go ahead and take that leap out on faith. And I never applied for another job for about a year. I started applying again in 2020 when I had complications with the weather and stuff with my skincare. But I didn't. I didn't. It didn't work then. I didn't get a job then. But my business is working, so it's all good.
And that's what's up, and you staying consistent with it. So was it? Well, I know we had any like I know a lot of time you made that transition. How it no you just no status single wise, married, children, or
I came out to Dallas in a relationship, and my partner was supposed to move with me, and they decided not to move because it wasn't best for them. So not only was I also dealing with devastation from employment, but I also had a broken heart that I've been healing from the past 2 years. So it's been tough.
and I would say and just by you and you know what and I respect that because you didn't allow that to stop. You kept pressing on because you realized you know what Jazsmine has to make a life for herself, and you
Yeah,
didn't put your destiny in anyone's hands. And I respect that because you know what, you had to take
thank
control of
you.
your life. Because some people would just go ahead and cave in, throw in the towel, and that's it. But you the face of your franchise. So you gotta keep moving. So I
Yeah,
respect that.
thank
Since
you.
since then I know you're having fun doing what you're doing. How has it been with the clientele, interacting with people and talking with people? Because I tell you, you're very bold. You're not shy. You're not timid. So how has that been with the clientele and just interacting with people in the state of Texas?
Um, I tell you, God really has a purpose for everybody's life. And everything that I have gone on in my journey has truly prepped me for this moment. Because as
Mm-hmm.
outgoing as I am, I'm also like a little turtle. I go in my little shell too. I'm very sensitive. Um, I've gone through my journey of learning how not to take things personal. So I've had practice. And especially with styling, you have to learn how to hear people say, no, I don't like that. No, that ain't for me. No, that's ugly. Whatever. But no alone hurts by itself. So then to have other reasons behind it. So I've had hella practice. And so moving to Dallas, people have been very welcoming. I'm not gonna lie. I do have some people who they don't want to be bothered. They don't want to hear what I got to offer, but I don't blame them because one, it's hard to trust people in this world, let alone to trust somebody to put something on your skin. I
Right.
don't blame people, but it's been very rewarding being in Texas. My business has done nothing but evolve,
Mm.
and the people in Texas have done nothing but help it evolve. And so I'm
And
forever grateful.
and that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? I love to hear myself. The interaction, the culture, and people are transitioning from different places. I know you from out in Cali. We got there's a lot of
Absolutely.
people transition from Cali to here. Like I'm from Alabama, of course. A lot of people from Alabama transition from here. People that transition all over the place here to
Hmm.
get established. You know, if you want to move off somewhere, you go to better yourself. You get a strong foundation for yourself, and that's what I like about it. If you go to better yourself, you want to progress forward. If you want to
Hmm.
progress backwards, what you're gonna do? I would stay at home in my home state,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
just to progress forward and not to live in regret of the woulda, coulda, shoulda, and say, "Hey, why I ain't do that when I had an opportunity?" But now we have the opportunity and make things happen for you.
Absolutely.
And I know you mentioned fashion. I didn't know you was into the fashion until you just mentioned that here on the show.
That's
So
okay.
I know, Coach. I know you're a woman, so women y'all into fashion and looking good and everything,
Yeah.
that feminine. So,
It's a package.
so how has that been going on? So you know you're doing the skincare and the fashion. So how has that been going also for you? Well, since you transitioned from Cali to here with the fashion.
I feel like I've abandoned a child.
Really?
No lie. Listen, I'm so transparent. That's why I'm good for an interview because I'm transparent. Um, that fashion to me was like my first love. You know what I mean? When my mother asked me at 17, what do you want to be? You know, what could you see yourself doing in this world that you don't get paid from? And it had just the fashion, right? I spent so many years dedicated to trying to build the brand and become this designer and stylist, and I did, right? But I also had to understand that I had a lifetime journey and I had a lifetime dream, and I want a lifestyle brand. And you have to break away sometimes in order to fulfill a dream and bring it back full circle. Um, so fashion has been put on a little bit of a kind of standstill, but never really a standstill because something that has life is always living. It may not grow as fast, but it's still living. And so, I know God has a plan in the back, and I do too. It's just right now, my skincare has come first.
Oh yeah, because we know that people are health conscious now. Like I said,
Absolutely.
I'm 40, and I just turned 40 on the 23rd of
You
April.
don't look it at all. You look
I
great.
appreciate it, and I want to keep
You're
that up
welcome.
because I take
Right.
okay when you start getting older, and it's just my opinion, you want to take better care of yourself. Like I said,
Hmm.
when it comes to exercising, big shout out to Coach Shay. That's who my
Okay.
personal training, and also she the co-host with
Shout
me
out
on,
to
on,
her.
on Impact Voice as well. Like I'm like a big brother, like she said. I'm like a little, that's my little sister, whatever. But and
That's all right.
she's from Dallas, so take care of yourself. It's important. Mind, Corey, got to take care of the mind. And like I said, as being a man, men now are getting to the progress of hygiene. Hygiene is
Hmm.
very important to us, to us guys. We want to look good, we want to smell good, we want to feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then if you're in a relationship, guys, or you're single, not saying you're doing it to get a woman, but you want to keep your appearance up. You want to love
Absolutely.
you. You know what I'm saying? Love you for you.
You
Take
don't want to
care of
walk
yourself.
around with a sack in your mouth.
No, exactly. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Exactly. And so, like I said, that's what I like about it. So I'm open to new ideas. I'm open to, what I'm saying, like I came across your path the other day, to support what you got going on with your skincare.
Right.
So I'm open to doing new things because I'm about investing in firming. You know what I'm saying? Investing in me.
Absolutely.
So I can continue on progressing forward in life and not to regret anything, but to move forward as well.
That's right.
So my next question is, how can people get in contact with you concerning? Because I know a lot of people is interested in skincare products. I know you mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
you did a lot of research. You did a lot of research. We don't do research. I don't know why. It's like we don't
We
double dig
don't.
in and buy it. We just go by what somebody say. Here you go, or we just see some on the shelf, but we never read into
Right.
it. So, what sparked your interest in reading these different ingredients? Because I know a lot of times we don't ever do it. I know I don't. I never.
No, not at all. What sparked my interest? That's funny. You, really quickly, I want to say something before I answer that question. I remember
Go
you were
ahead.
asking me about fashion, and I just want to say something because this might be for somebody who's listening. But the difference between my fashion and what I got from that in my skincare, because Jazsmine was made for my fashion line.
Okay.
See, Jazsmine was made for my fashion line, but it turned out to be for my skincare line. This became more rewarding for me, although I love my fashion and I'm still
Mm-hmm.
want to do it. But my skincare was a way that I could help heal people, and I
Mm-hmm.
can help heal their skin, their mind, and their spirit. Because ultimately, how you feel about yourself affects here.
It does.
So it's unfortunate that our men have not been cultured and brought up to take care of themselves as a jit. Because what has happened was, and this is my opinion, I think you don't tend to love yourself more, therefore you lack in loving others properly.
All right.
And that's just off of skincare alone. Because the care that you've taken into loving yourself, into doing a skincare regimen, it became very rewarding for me to be able to help heal others. And so although I love fashion, when you put a purpose, that was my dream. But when you put a purpose behind a dream, the dream take off.
Yeah, it does.
But if you don't have no real purpose, so This has been more rewarding. However, what struck my nerve to look on the back, I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I don't know what exactly led me. I think because I'm a creative. I like mixing,
Right.
right? I like making things. I like when I sew, when I make clothes, I wasn't a reconstructor. I made it, I was cut and sew. So I had a big old piece of fabric. I made my own pattern pieces. I laid it down and I made it from scratch. So I'm a from scratch kind of person. So I guess if I could have to reflect back, it would have had to be my curiosity, wanting to know what was in these jars that was claiming to do these things that weren't really doing nothing.
Right.
So when I looked on the back, it was X band something, and to this day I still can't pronunciate some of them. And I'm a licensed esthetician, you hear me? So I wanted to be somebody that people could trust. I wanted to be a brand that people could trust. That when they look on the back of it, they say, "Okay, this mug say argan oil, roasted black seed, and everything else." And you can literally take that word that you can pronounce, and you can go to Google, and it will tell you all the benefits of the skin. So I'm not lying. Okay, when I say that this helps balance out the oil count in your skin, when I say this helps with reducing acne by cleansing out the skin because cypress oil is an antiseptic, and then it gently exfoliates because you got grapefruit seed oil. So, at that point, I wanted to become knowledgeable and I
Okay.
wanted to be the best knowledgeable skincare person that people can come to for natural skincare products and feel trusted, like they could trust me.
Man, awesome
That was
stuff.
my drive.
Awesome stuff. And like I said, just the educated
Mhm.
part and just keeping it professional. Let me ask you this. I know very beautiful woman that you are, very attractive woman are. I know you got guys trying to come up. Do
All the
they
time.
do they are they concerned with the skin or are they just concerned trying to get your number and stuff like that? There's certain between the two, like
Can
keep
I
it
speak
professional.
very frank?
Go ahead.
They don't give a damn. Some of them don't. About
Yeah,
70% of them do not care.
I can believe it. I can believe it. I can actually do believe it, and it's like, and I say this a lot of time on my post, and I say to a lot of people, when guys talk to a woman, don't, and then what it is, Jazsmine too, and I can't say about every guy. A lot of
Uh-huh.
guys they think of one, they got 1 in 10 in mind,
One
and
track mind.
it's not, and it shouldn't be about that. It should
Right.
be like, okay, if I come talk to you, I'm gonna interact you with your character. It's not about from the neck down. It should be from the neck up. But see, some guys don't look at it that way. They look at it from the neck down and miss
Mm-hmm.
the whole entire mark and
Most
make stuff
definitely.
so obvious. And my thing is, don't lie, don't manipulate. A lot of times I know you may have who say, "Well, I'm just buying this product because I caught interest in you," and
Yeah.
it just be straight up and honest. Don't lie, don't manipulate and stuff like
Well,
that.
I tell you, they haven't gotten clever. They've actually gotten a little bit ruder. So
I can believe it. I can believe it.
sometimes what'll happen is they'll come up and they'll be like, look, and they think they sound like smooth Joe, baby. Okay, they think they doing something. And they'll come up and they'll be like, see, because I don't really I don't really care, what I'm saying, about what you're selling over here. I care about you. I don't really give about that. And I'll be like, okay. I'm like, so you don't care about what's over there. You just care about me, right? And they'll be like, yeah. I'm like, well, how the hell that's gonna work when I make that from scratch? That's the way I eat and live. So if you just came over here and shit on my business in 2.5 seconds, I ain't got nothing for you. But you be blessed and have a great day though. So it's and it's very troubling to me
Yeah.
because those are of me. You know, those are my black men. Those are supposed to be the people who love, cherish, and protect,
Mm-hmm.
right? But instead, they try to solicit and use and abuse and mistreat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really sad because aside from you wanting something from me, it should be a respect level.
Right.
There's a lack of respect, and so it's very appalling.
Yeah, I believe
Quite
I can believe
frankly.
it. And I can believe it. They gotta make everything about sex, and it shouldn't be about
Mhm.
sex. if you see somebody that you like interest in, my thing is, it's just me, my opinion, it's all about knowing a
Mm-hmm.
person's character. I just want to know your character. You okay, get past the physical aspect. That will miss a lot of people up. And we've been through that in the past. Well, why are we talking about this tonight? We've been through that in the past before. We get so caught up in the physical aspect, the outer appearance, but we're
Mm-hmm.
not getting to know each other's character. I want to know your character. I
Absolutely.
want to know who you are as an individual, where your mind at. That's what it should be about. It's
Yeah.
bypass how you feel in your pants. Know a person's character. Not only that, don't manipulate. Just be real and be honest. But like I said,
Hello.
they're so like they're so rude now. They bold with it, but it comes out being creepy.
Oh man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. One of my famous ones that I get is they'll be like, okay, well, can I just have your card? I'll be like, you can have my card. And they'll look at the card. They're like, your number's not on here. I'm like, yeah, baby, I'm 31. I've been making business cards about 15, 18 years. We don't do that. You know? They just, and sometimes I don't blame them because I am attractive and I get it. But this is why I really want to step in with my voice because it's great. My skincare, it's amazing.
Hmm.
But there's education behind it.
Yeah, I like that. I
And
like that.
if I can manage to reach young men at a young age and simply teach them how to care for themselves, they will naturally care for others the
Right.
same
I
and
agree.
better. And the
I
problem
agree.
is, it just hasn't been trained.
Yeah, I agree 1000%. And I like this too. To piggyback on what you're saying, if you treat yourself like trash, other people will treat you like trash. So you
Uh,
have to know your worth. You have to know your value. And that's something that we're learning now. Learning our worth, learning our net worth, learning who we are, learning our identity, learning like biblically wise, in Revelations 1 and 6, it tells us
mm,
that we are kings and priests in the earth. It's something we were
that's
never
right.
taught. It was something that was not integrated to. You never taught how to believe in yourself. We were taught to believe in everything else, but we don't believe in ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We put our trust and belief in everything else besides ourselves. And you should get to the point where you want to believe yourself. I have put a post my page, learn how to have a relationship with yourself, learn how to love yourself, learn
Mm,
how to communicate with yourself. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying?
Learn how to sit with your thoughts.
Right, that's it. And be one, like you said, one with your thoughts. And that's what, and you'll start seeing change because you want to see the change in your life. You want to see the change. And I know we have a lot of mentors now. You have a lot of mentors coming up now. And a lot of young men and women need mentors, you know what I'm saying? Because we love our parents, you know what I'm saying? Our parents, when they was taught what their parents taught them, and it trickled on down to us. But now we're breaking that cycle, I want to say that,
Absolutely.
of being open-minded, taking the limitations off,
Mm,
envisioning things that you want to happen in your life, speaking words as positive, not negative, not tearing yourself down. Because
absolutely.
I used to be like that too. You think less of yourself. What I'm not good enough, what I'm not going this and that. But you have to break that thought pattern and say, I am good enough. I am worthy enough. I am capable enough. I know that I can make things happen because when you know your identity, which is an ongoing thing, true enough, but you know
Right.
your identity. You know who Jazsmine is, and you keep moving forward. And you don't allow anything or anybody to try to come and ruin your empire. And you don't allow any and everybody to come try to ruin your kingdom. Because you got those people that try to creep in to try to
Oh, definitely.
ride your success.
Oh yeah, cause they see gold, baby. You're like, what? You know how many people don't walk past my stuff and be like, this is it. This is good. I know. Thank you. I back up a couple steps, but it's true. I'll be honest with you. I learned my worth on my skincare journey.
Mm,
You If you ask how I looked at myself in the mirror in 2017 compared to 2022, two different jazz. Completely two different jazz. Um, just by how I see myself.
right.
So, I've truly learned my worth through my skincare journey.
Yeah. And I'm the same way. Like I said, I'm loving this Furman compared to the Furman in 2020, 19,
Right.
18, you name it, because I was that dude who never took control of his life. I was that dude that was afraid. I was that dude that was shy. I was that dude that will worry about what everybody think, you know what I'm saying? Until I had to get off my ass and make stuff happen. I had to make stuff
Yes.
shake in my own life because I use this terminology, Jazsmine, all the time. Ain't nobody gonna knock on my front door and tell firm you need to get your life together.
That's that.
You know, you have to be your own cheerleader. You have to be your own franchise. You have to
That's
be
right.
you have to be the star quarterback. You have to be the star this, star that. Let me tell you what Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, and all them greats have in common. You know what they have in common, Jazsmine?
What's that?
They don't care what nobody think about them. Cause they know
Yeah.
what their goal is. They know what their mission is. They know what their assignment is. Kobe Bryant the same way. They did not care what
Hmm.
nobody think about them. And a lot of times we worry about what people think about us. We want everybody's opinion. Let me tell you something. When I first transitioned from Mobile to Dallas, I had people who I thought was my friends, who tried to talk me out of moving here because you don't know nobody here. You know, you see, I could pick up vibes. It's true enough. But I still had to make this move for myself. I still want to
Right.
know what was like outside of Mobile, Alabama. So I came here. I didn't look, no wife, no kids, no other family members here. I stepped out on faith. It took me 9 hours a year. I drove 9 hours by myself from 3 in the morning. I got into like 1 in the afternoon. And I'm tired everything worked out for me. When I
Right.
left my previous
That
job,
is good.
I left that when I got my last check, whatever, they paid me all my vacation and all my comp time. I left at my old job with $7,000. When I left there, I already had my place already intact. So when the pandemic was going on, a lot of stuff they were doing, you know what I'm saying, email wise, virtual wise. I had my apartment already set up. So when I got the money, I put that toward my security deposit and everything else. And everything else just started falling in place for me. Everything else started lining up.
That's right.
Because when you got out of that fear, and get out of that fear, because the Bible says God did not give the spirit of fear, but
That's
power,
right.
love, and a sound mind.
That's
So you
right.
got power, utilize your power, and don't worry about what people think, because people don't care about what we're doing right now. It's
That's
like
right.
to the point, like forget your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to win. At the end of the day, it's all about winning, and you're winning. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, when you was in your relationship, the person you're with changed their mind, but you didn't stop. You kept going for Jazsmine. I respect that. At least you didn't say, why me? Why you put me there? No, you had no pity party.
I mean, I did.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I mean, they say that the best revenge is your paper, and it ain't a lie. For a long time, I'm an only child. My dad was incarcerated 18 years. My mama did 20 years in the Navy as a shift worker, so I was alone a lot. I don't have siblings. My family is in Brooklyn, New York, while I was in Maryland or Georgia or wherever, Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? So my thing was people love attention and validation, and not so much the attention, but the validation and the I see you and I'm here, I'm with you, I love you, I'm there for you, I'm here. I needed that. I didn't have it. The minute I said, fuck it, the minute I said, forget who don't want to support me, forget the people that are supposed to, you talking about a military brat. So I had more than enough people that should have been making orders that did not. But don't nobody owe me nothing. Did nobody owe me nothing? Nobody owed me anything. So whoever did give me something was just God's grace. That was great. You know what I mean? But they weren't required. So that whole looking for validation and love and shit, it ain't needed. We want it, but it's not needed. So the minute that I shut that down and I paid attention to the bunch of billion other people that are on this earth, cake just started rolling in. The business started going. You'll see certain people, oh, I need to get your butter up. You do, but you're not, or you might, whatever. If you do, great. If you don't, whatever. Because it stopped being about me. It wasn't about me.
That's
It
it.
was about what this skincare is for, and it's for the people that it's intended for.
Right.
So when you really get in tune in your purpose in life and why God has you here, you won't care about the validation. You won't care about who's listening and who's supporting you and who's buying your product because it's not for them.
Right.
It's for the people that it's for. And then that's when you bloom and that's when you become great. But no, I stopped worrying about people because people pissed me off. People hurt my feelings. People made me feel alone. People that make me feel worthy. I'm 30 years old. I ain't got no kids and I ain't married. I could really be feeling some type of way right now because I'm about to be 31 in December. But I'm not because I've latched on to my purpose. And the more that I do that, I get these interview calls. I get people who tell me I should go to Channel News. Channel 8 wants to bring me on this person, and, whatever. And next thing you know, here I am on a huge platform helping to change the world, right? And
That's
what's
it.
more greater than people's validations of 1,500 people that you know and their validation that they could give you, or pursuing God's purpose for your life and truly affecting the world and providing change?
That's it.
I don't care about validation no more. I don't care about none of that.
I know,
I
right?
really don't. I care
You can't
about
hear
getting
that.
the skincare product into people's hands and to help healing people.
That's it.
That's what I care about.
And that's what's important. And maybe, when you speaking about that, maybe doing like when Jesus was doing his mission, when he was doing his work, and how the people try to stop him when they said your
Mm-hmm.
mother and your brother want to see you. But he didn't stop that. He said, those who do the will of God is my mother, my brother, and stuff. In other words,
Mm.
I can't stop who want to see me because that's just distraction. You know
That's
what I'm
just a
saying? A lot of times,
distraction.
so he said, I gotta do my work. Just I'm taking note, like with Nehemiah in the Old Testament. Nehemiah wanted to
Mm.
go home, rebuild the wall because Jerusalem got destroyed.
Right.
When Nehemiah was working, you had people try to distract him. And Nehemiah said, I'm doing a good work. I'm not coming down for you because if I come down for you, I'm going to miss out what I got going on. A lot of
Right.
times people are going to try to come in and try to tell you come off that wall, but you don't come off that wall for nobody because you know what you're doing.
Absolutely.
I'm doing a good work. I don't need to come down for you. If I come down where you at, I'm coming down to your level. So you need to come up to
Mm-hmm.
my level. Not being said you being cocky or you being whatever you want to call it, but you being
It's
confident.
confident. It's knowing where you belong. I don't belong right here. I belong up here. So if
Right.
you down here, I need you to meet me up here because I don't work all my hardest getting up here. And I've stuck to my discipline. I've stuck to my walk of faith. I've stuck to, what God has called me to do. I'm not turning my cheeks to him, going back to where he brought me from.
That's it.
So it's not about being cocky. It's about requiring people to treat you how you deserve. That's what that's about.
That's it. That's
And
gonna
that's
make
also about teaching people to respect the work that you do.
it
See,
true.
because a lot of people will try to stop what you're doing because they don't respect what you do. And that's something that I learned too. Yeah, you better make people respect what you do. Because if
That's
not,
it.
people gonna walk all over it like it ain't nothing. When people come to my shop, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I see your little jars," and I'm like, "We don't do that over here." I said, "These big jars right here,"
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, "No, no, 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 no." They literally, I'm like, "Yeah, I feel you." But if you really look at what's inside of here, frankincense is an oil that they use in the Bible. Okay, so neem oil is mentioned, black seed. These are oils of the earth. This ain't nothing about this little. I don't care if it's 1 or 4 ounces. It's a mentality. So, I just wanted to piggyback off of you on that as far as the mentality and the thought process you have about requiring people to meet you where you have brought yourself to.
You got to. You gotta have standards in your life. You gotta have standards. Let me tell you, on that
Mm,
job, and you was in a place. I mean, as a business owner, you have a mission statement. You have
mm-hmm.
a code that you go by, right? When
Absolutely.
you work on these different jobs, they have mission statement, they have laws, they have general
Yes, they
orders.
do.
Okay.
Yes, they
If
do.
if you don't buy by their rule and your business on, okay, you have mission statement, you have general order, you have guidelines. If they don't buy by your guidelines and rules, whatever, okay, you're gonna get them a verbal, right? After
Right,
verbal, you get them a written, and after the written,
right.
you get them a termination. That's
You
how
got
it
to
should
go.
be. That's how it should be in our own person. See, we was never taught that growing up. We was taught, come in, people come in, disrespect you. but you never put it in position. Hey, this is where I am. This is where I acquired, and this is what I'm not going to tolerate with. One,
Right.
if I don't, okay, I don't want to argue. If you keep trying to argue, I'm gonna tell you the first time. If you do it again, I'm gonna say the third time is termination. You got it because
Right.
you don't have to settle. You don't have to settle with anything, and that's what's wrong with people now. They accept things and they want to say, "Well, it's no." They came into your life and you accept them in your life. Even though you
Absolutely.
may be related by blood, you choose your friends. You choose the people you associate with. Like I said, you don't make nobody just don't come into your life and say, I'm just come. No, you allow them to come into your life. Put mission statements together in your life. Let the person know, hey, this is where I come from. And if you disrespect me again after I told you where I come from, I'm cutting you off. Point blank, period. Because one, you value
Absolutely.
your time and you value your identity. Why we can't think like that? Why we just can't get to
Absolutely.
that point and we
Well,
stop
because
self?
you haven't even been taught how to properly take care of your senior. This is what I'm trying to say. I want to go back to the basics.
Right.
Because if we could go back to the basics and teach yourself self love, then you don't take people as a joke and not care about how they want to be treated. Because people want to be treated a certain way. So if you say, hey, listen, I don't like that you're doing this, I shouldn't have to ask you twice. You
Yeah.
should honor that the first time. But if you don't even look in the mirror and honor yourself, you messed up from jump.
Right.
So that's why it truly goes back to how you care for yourself and your skincare.
You got to, just take for yourself. Keep you walking with your head up high, walking with your chest out. Like when I met you at the mall, eye contact. You know what I'm saying? You commanded my attention. You wasn't
Mm-hmm.
all over the place. You weren't looking down and then you commanded my attention. That's
Mm-hmm.
how, because you know why? Because you believe in yourself. You are a
Absolutely.
salesman. You're your own brand. So you're selling yourself. So I
I'm
accepted
actually
that.
a teacher.
Oh, yeah.
I like to look at myself as a teacher. I'm gonna be
Okay, go
perfectly
ahead.
honest with you because I do have people who come to me and they're like, "Oh, you great at selling this." I'm like, "Wait a minute," because I don't want you to think I'm selling the product. The product sells itself.
Right.
At one point, I was a seller because I didn't allow the product to demonstrate in itself. But once
Mm,
I do the demonstration on people's hand and they see what it do, all I do is inform you and teach you about the product. I don't sell you nothing. And I
right.
and I and I I make that correction to people because I don't want nobody to ever get that misconstrued because I know the difference between selling. You talking about a waitress, I upsell shit you don't need.
Mm-hmm.
But excuse my French, I'm sorry.
Nah,
I'm
you
gonna get
good.
out
You
of that.
just be- you just
I'm gonna
being
say
you just
this.
be yourself. You good. You good.
But but yeah, I know the difference between selling, upselling, and really educating. This is why I think it's so imperative for me to do these and get on these platforms and things like that because I want people to truly understand. I'm just here to educate what the skincare can do for you. Jazsmine, Jah is for God, Jah is with an I.
Mm-hmm.
Smadi actually comes from Samadhi, which is Samadhi. And
Okay.
it means the total highest level of concentration you can achieve through meditation is the total highest self of yourself that you achieve.
Okay.
Okay. And that is what the skincare is about, right? So I truly am just here to teach all the benefits and nutritional and vitamin benefits that it gives you. You know what I mean? I don't ever want people to feel like I'm selling them my skincare. I want them to feel like I'm informing them of all the benefits they need to have. Because this
Okay.
isn't a want, this is a necessity for people. Just got
Right.
to teach them about it and why it's a necessity.
And that's awesome. And how can people get in contact with you? How can they? I know you're in the mall. How can they, come buy some products? How can they get in contact with you? Let the people know that's watching us right now on Facebook Live.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm actually, God closes one door to open up a big one, another big one for you. So my contract is actually up. I will no longer be in Park Mall at Arlington, October 31st. That is my last day. So if you want to get some skincare product, get your Revival Face Serum or anything else that I have left in stock, please come up to the Park Mall at Arlington before or by the 31st. Um, and another way that you can go ahead and purchase is you can go to my Instagram, which is at JAI, S as in Sam, M as in Mary, A, D as in dog, I, Jazsmine, and then skin. So Jazsmine Skin. And if you go click that link in the bio, it'll pull up articles and Jazsmine shop Jazsmine Skin, and you can purchase online through my website. And then you can always contact me on a DM. You can always DM me on Instagram.
Man, awesome stuff. And I thank you. I know right now you're working and stuff, and I appreciate
And
you hanging
lastly,
out with
really
me.
quickly, I'm sorry. I know you asked me where else can they reach me. They
Yeah.
can reach me at Jazsmadi on Instagram. Jaismadi.
Man, awesome, awesome sauce. And like I said, I appreciate you, Jasmine, hanging out with me here on the podcast of Walking This Ways on this great Wednesday night.
Thanks for having me.
And I just look at it as the born again. I call this a born again do-over. You know, the Bible said that Jesus said we must be born again. So
That's right.
I'm learning now that we have to be born again. In other words, we starting out over again. Hit that reset button, relearning a lot of stuff. We're learning ourselves. We're learning about our health. You know, when you come in with your skincare, we learn a lot of stuff so we can be better version of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because we constantly evolving, right? We evolve every day. So what we did yesterday was yesterday. What we do today is today. What we're gonna do tomorrow gonna be completely different. The book, The Alchemist. If you're not familiar with that book, in the book, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, he tells us, you know how we were growing up and you hear people say, I'm looking forward to the future. I know the future gonna be bright and all this other stuff.
Right.
But in the book, it tells us, don't worry about the future. It said correct our present because the future will take care of itself. Long we correct what we're doing right now, it's going to reflect in the future. Because what if you're not correcting your present, you're just going to repeat the same thing in the future.
You're going to repeat the same thing. I know that's right.
So we have to correct now. So whatever you want to change in your life, start now. Then don't worry about the future. Don't worry about the past. Let's correct the present. So the future's going to take.
If I can say one thing,
go ahead.
I just want to say one thing that's so powerful because I didn't get to where I am today worrying about my future because I worried about my future on the way. Okay. But what really got me here today was addressing my hyperpigmentation, addressing that, um, addressing that in itself. Okay. Once I address that, okay, because it goes deep. We didn't even touch the surface, the real surface of what it was. But I am going to write a book. Had I had it, I'd have definitely threw it in there just now, but I ain't writing it yet. But when I tackled 16, what I needed to fix, I took care of that, and that opened up the door for my future. Had I never did that, I would have either made things worse, try to come out with skincare and never fix that and made it worse, and not gotten to this point. But because I tackled what needed to be taken care of and I fixed in here by addressing this bloomed. So you're right. When you worry about what's going on in the present and you nurture that, your future gets taken care of. And it just blossoms.
It does. And that's what we have to think about. You know, it goes to our belief system. You know, you want to struggle down here on the earth, but then you look forward to, I can't wait to go to heaven. Then you think y'all live good life. No, you want to experience your good life while you're alive. Why go through the struggle while you're alive, and then you want to have a good life in a heaven? That's false teaching, false information. You know what I'm saying? You should want to be able to enjoy your good life because everybody has a gift. The Bible says your gift shall make room for you. Everybody has, you had to utilize your gift. It says when everybody has a gift, it's not about your degree, it's not about your master's, it's not about your doctorate, it's not about your education, it's your gift. The Bible says your gift shall make room for you. So whatever your gift is, tap into your gift. Your gift is going to open up doors for you. Your gift is going to take you places where your degree can't take you. Your masters can't take you. And not knocking people who have that stuff. But a lot of times people that have those degrees and stuff have them not even working in their field and what they're doing.
Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna go back to fashion, but that was
Right,
my prime example. I love fashion, and it's not to say it's not my gift, but I believe my true gift might either A be healing people. I'm still learning my gift,
right,
right? It's still being God is still revealing my gift to me.
right.
But when you get involved in your gift, it just blooms. It takes off. It makes room for you, like you said.
It
And
really do.
yeah,
And it really do. And I got my boy D out of North Carolina. I got to give a big shout out to him. He hanging out with us tonight, as hanging out with Jazsmine as
shout out to
well.
him.
And we got
Doing.
D as well. I think this guy right here, man, I'm telling you, never met this guy, but he been supporting me since out of nowhere. He come, he share everything I like. He supports everybody. And I gotta
That's
give D
right.
his roses while he alive, man. Big shout out to you, D. Thank you, man, for hanging out with us tonight. Go
Thank
ahead and introduce yourself out here to the audience, man, because you making some noise. Even though you've been supporting me and Shay, what we got going on here in Dallas, you've been making noise, man. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience right now. Here, that's why we live streaming right now.
How y'all doing? My name is Daquan Jones, president of Antaros Communications. 34 and from New York. Um,
New York
yeah, I
and
started
that.
the support thing about 2018. And I don't know, God just said do it. And I literally didn't stop from there. Never asked for payment, nothing like that. I believe like Christ come with no reputation. I just wanted to see people win. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything else is history, really.
I know, right? And like I say, we had no me and Jazz was chopping it up. She has a skincare line here in DFW. Met her at the mall. Awesome woman. Command your presence. She believe in what she got going on. I respect people like that. You believe what you got going on. First of all, you believe in yourself. So you believe in what you got going on. You know, you believe you got the hottest thing. You know you got the hottest thing going on. And it's helping people. And like what Jazsmine doing, you're helping people, like you mentioned earlier, Jazsmine, helping people, giving back, helping people live a better, healthy life. Because who
Healing them, yes.
good thing about it, we suffer when it comes to when it comes to our health. We lead in negative category when it comes to diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, you name it. We leave in those different categories. And before we get off into more discussion, I'm gonna ask you this, Jazsmine. So you was always more health conscious. Was you always more health conscious? Because I know
No,
like
I used to smoke cigarettes.
I can't tell. I can't tell.
Yeah, could I put them down because they affect the skin? But as you looked at my skin in 2017, you would have been able to see it. See, because what people don't understand is cigarettes prevent you from healing. They counteract the healing process. So, so you can't see it now because I really don't smoke. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Every blue moon, I might have one. If anybody know what it's like smoking cigarettes, it ain't no joke. You know, so to really just be done with it all the way, it's not hard, but it's definitely something that you have to work on. But once I became conscious and really felt, more conscious and health conscious, was when I got on my skincare journey because I had to truly affect because I was the pure representation of my brand. So it became then about living healthier and being healthier and healing my skin and my body from the prior toxins that I used to put in them. And so now people see this glow and they're like, oh my God, your skin is glowing and oh, you don't look like it. But every now and then I still drink and, but it's about being conscious. So if you know that you do certain things that may not be healthy, counteract it with some water, counteract it with going to the gym, counteract it with good skincare, right? So yeah, it's a process.
And that's awesome. And then enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. You know what I'm saying? You enjoy the journey and
Most
just really
definitely.
be about your business. And I know tonight's the name of this episode is called Willing to Succeed. You know what I'm saying? Who are you willing to succeed? Everybody should be wanting willing to succeed. We create our own lives. We set our own journey. We set our own path in life. If somebody telling you don't, telling you wrong, telling you you can't, they'll lie. Because at the end of the day, we all have our own individual handprint. Our
That's
handprint
right.
is completely different. You know what I'm saying? God made us all different, but utilizing who you are. who, okay, let's say, for example, December 31st, going to January 1st. Everybody gets so excited, gets so into their emotions. This is my year. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But then
Uh,
soon after December 31st, January 1st, they be excited. They go right back into that slump. You still repeating the same thing you did in 2021. You still having them toxic relationships. You still in that dead
mm-hmm.
end job. You still in that why me mentality
You
because
still expecting
we never
certain
change this
behavior.
as that, and we get so caught up in our emotions. And we have people with their music, their motivational music, not knocking that. They do that to get you in your emotions. You feel like you can take on the world, but
Mhm.
soon you leave that, you right back to your reality because we have not made up in our mind in order to succeed. And I'm not talking about when they succeed. I'm not talking about in terms of money, but I'm talking about having total freedom, freedom to think, freedom to live, freedom to not worry about what people think about you, but being your own man. And not only that,
Mhm.
setting your foundation, setting your path. And if you want to have, for the men, you want to have kids for the ladies too. You want to have church. You want to be able to inspire your church. You want to inspire your generation behind you. Like the Bible says, a good man leaving the hands for the children. So we have to, it starts with self first. And that's something I like to talk about. So I want y'all to elaborate, even though we're talking about, we're talking with Jazsmine about the scare Caroline and stuff. We're talking about a lot of great stuff. We're not talking about scare, bro. We're talking about a lot of great stuff. So I want y'all to time in on this, on willing to succeed. I'm as being a gentleman, start with Jazsmine. When you think about willing to succeed, Jazsmine, what's the first thing that pops in your mind when you think about that?
Dying to self.
Okay.
You have to die to self because you could want to sleep in that day. You could not feel like making soap. You could not feel like uh, being willing to make the necessary sacrifices to succeed. So you gotta die to self because self ain't always righteous. Self don't always want the right stuff. Self don't always want the stuff that you need to do to be willing to succeed. So that's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Okay.
And
What
please
about you?
forgive me because I am working at the same time and the mall is about to close in 3 minutes. So I'm just gonna be closing up as we talking. Is that okay with you?
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Handle your
Okay.
business. Handle your business.
Okay.
What you say about that, D? What you say about when you think about that, the willing to succeed? What you think about that?
I say it depends on what's pushing the will, because if of course, if you're dealing with the Most High, you're always, the word will always recharge you, get you back up on your feet. You'll hear something, but if your will is something that's not strong enough, that's when you'll get those periods of, I'm happy for a day, it works for 2 weeks, and then it just drop right back off to you doing nothing.
Mm.
So you really got to have a strong willpower. And of course, we know the greatest is God, of course.
Amen.
Right. You got to, because our biggest setback is us. I don't put anything on the devil. A lot of people say the devil busy, the devil busy. No, a lot of times it be us. We our own worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? Even Paul said, "Oh, wretched man that I am." He didn't say anything about the devil. He didn't say anything about his neighbor. He said, "Oh, wretched man that I am. Who shall deliver me?" You know what I'm saying? Because we our own worst enemy. You know what I said? We could be happy today, go right back to that slum. Let me tell you something. Right now, my eye is killing me right now. I don't know what happened to my eye. It's killing me right now. But I could have been one of that ones to say, I'm not doing the show tonight, but I had an obligation to fulfill because it's
Mm.
not about me. It's not about me at all because you base everything about you, you'll never get anything done. You stump a toe, I can't do anything. I have a sneeze because it's not about us. Because no matter what, your purpose, your assignment still goes on. Like the book that I have read before, life is gonna move on with or without us.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So you have to make up in your mind. That's what he's saying. That's why Isaiah 119 said, if you be willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land. You know what I'm saying? This journey is not gonna be great. It's not gonna be our hunky dory. It's gonna be some days where you're gonna be by yourself. It's gonna be some days when you ain't gonna hear from nobody. It's gonna be days when people ain't gonna share your stuff. It's gonna be days when nobody not gonna support your stuff. But you have to know you have to keep going on. No matter how you feel, just like in relationships. You're gonna have times if you involved with somebody, that's you gonna have those times when you don't feel like being around each other. But like you said, you have to be willing. You have to get out of self. You have to get out of this flesh. Because Paul says, no good thing come out of this flesh. We don't know no good thing come out of this. We know that. We know that. But it's that spirit, man, on the inside of us, that born again, that redoing, that discipline. Even Christ was disciplined. You know what I'm saying? He displayed that discipline for us and by not with words, but with his example on how to carry ourselves, how to conduct ourselves. Now, I read a book by Malcolm X. They said Malcolm X was so disciplined when it came to his health that he would put people on diets, on their health restrictions, so they could take care of their temples. And that's I like that. He was disciplined in his own self. But the willingness to succeed. And we know it's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? We know that when you want to be on this journey, man, you have to make up your mind, right? You have to make your mind in order to succeed. Keep going. No, don't quit. Don't stop. You know what I'm saying? So, D, you have anything you want to elaborate on?
I'm sorry.
You have anything you want to add to it?
Oh
Anything you
yeah,
want
I
to come
definitely
in
do
on?
have some. Because this becoming a new person, it strikes for me because
I know,
you
right?
know, if you're not the cool, popular dude, there's a different road you got to take to get to where you feel successful to yourself. But it takes time and but you got to keep working for it. Like you have, if you know you want to be somewhere by 50, then you know it's going to require work, so you
Right.
have to, it's kind of like rebuilding yourself or reinvent yourself every 10 years because you got to act according to your age. You got to kind of you know shop and everything has to change or should change every 10 years for you. Like people
Mm.
should see that reflection of, hey, if I'm gonna say I'm gonna change every year like I do on social media, where's the reflection in the everyday process, not when the year comes. You got to make it an everyday process.
Right.
Live it,
Yeah,
so to
I
say.
agree. I totally agree. You know what I'm saying? I had posted earlier. I'm loving who I'm becoming because like
Yeah,
we
I've
came
seen that.
on and I was telling Jazsmine, like I'm 40. I'll be 41 in April, but taking my health seriously. Like I said, she says skin product, you know what I'm saying, plant-based. He's like, okay, that's something I like because that's something I want to get into. I want to look more youthful and I want to be more healthier. So why not invest in this type of stuff that people are presenting? Because we constantly reinventing ourselves. Like you said, we constantly reinventing
Right.
ourselves on a regular basis. So you have to invest in yourself. And like you say, it takes work. You know what I'm saying? Like you mentioned, it takes work. In order for you to be successful, it's gonna take you're gonna have to put in the work. You know what I'm saying? You can't worry about, well, I'm tired and I don't feel like it today. If we base everything on feelings, we'll never get anything accomplished. Because
Right.
feeling change. I'm telling you now,
That's
feelings do
right.
change.
I
I
told you I
made
might not feel like waking up in the morning, but had I been like that, you won't make quota. You won't you won't get that product into people's hands or do what needs to be done.
that's it. That's it. Because you set the bar for yourself. And we don't
Absolutely.
play nobody by say the Bible tells us don't deceive yourself. You know what I'm saying? We can
Right.
deceive ourselves. And we done that before. We all been victims of that. We deceive ourselves. We have the expectation we want to get done and we never get anything done. Well, I learned how to do it my own personal life. I just now learned to start doing this. I learned to plan my days. I learned how to plan my day. The Bible tells us the number of my days. So I learned how to plan my day. I'm learning to have structure in my life. Well, when it's talking about knowing yourself, so you have to learn how to have structure. You have to learn how you want things, how you want to position things. Start with the basics. You know what I'm saying? If you never made your bed up before, when you get out of the bed, start making your bed up. Start cleaning it up. You know what I'm saying? Start having organizing your life. If you just start with the little basic stuff, that ain't something I do major stuff. If you start with the little basic stuff, you'd be amazed on how good you feel about yourself. When it comes to your skin, you know what I'm saying? You get with Jazsmine on your skin. If you never did that before, You know what I'm saying? Get with Jazsmine your skincare products. You know what I'm saying? You want to start doing stuff different. Start investing in yourself and spend money. It's not wrong with spending. And people want stuff for free all the time. Invest in yourself. If you know you want to get something done, if you're on your job right now, get some overtime in. I do the same thing myself. Get some overtime in. Take that overtime money that you're getting. Invest in yourself. Love yourself. Celebrate yourself. It's nothing wrong with that. Trust me. You do that, you're gonna draw the right people in because people love interesting people. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing I learned, Jazsmine and D as well. Getting out the comfort zone. Getting out our comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know Jazz, you here in Texas, I'm here in Texas, and D is in Carolina, but get out our comfort zone. Becoming open-minded, being open to new things and new ideas and new goals and meeting different people from all walks of life. It's like life is beautiful once you make out of it.
That's right.
I definitely want to
Definitely
say
right.
you
Carmen, I'm sorry I have to get off because I'm about to start driving and
Oh yeah.
I would
Be
hate to
safe.
go driving and videotaping on social
Nah,
media.
don't do that now. No, don't do that now. But be safe, Jazz. I
So I
appreciate
wanna
you.
I wanna thank you so much for just allowing me to come into your space and promote something that God has put on my heart to do and being interested enough and willing to bring me on. I just greatly appreciate you. So when I am on Good Morning America one day, I'm gonna shout you out because you was my first podcast interview. Um, so thank you very much.
Hey,
And
awesome.
I appreciate it.
Awesome,
And if
Jazz.
you ever want me to come back, please let me know because I would be more than willing to come back.
Oh, most definitely. You know that. I appreciate you as well. Much success to you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep putting the
Thank
work. Keep
you.
grinding. And I want you to be safe on that road. So be safe getting home and stuff like that.
Thank
And
you.
never be a stranger.
Thank you so much. I will not. And y'all, please go follow me at Smadi Skin. And if you have any questions on your skin or just how to, be vulnerable enough to do anything or to ask me any questions about health and wellness and holistic skincare and, just getting close to the highest version of yourself, please don't feel hesitant, to reach out to me. I'm open and
Awesome.
willing and non-judgmental.
Awesome.
So thank you,
Awesome.
gentlemen, so much. Daquan, it was such a pleasure meeting you
it's nice meeting you.
virtually, and I hope you both have a blessed day and much success and protection over you both.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate
Same
you.
to
So
And
you.
appreciate
everybody watching too, because I forgot we was live for like 2 seconds.
you. Yeah, we are. That we are. And I said, appreciate
Yeah.
you, Jazsmine as well. I said, I know we're recording right now. We are live streaming. So I will be sending this episode to you as well. So you better look at it, share it on
Thank
your
you.
end, and do reels and short is, a lot of stuff like that. So I appreciate you again.
Yeah, I love to. Thank you so much, guys. Y'all have a good night, okay? I'll
All
see
right, good
y'all
night.
later.
All right,
Good night.
peace.
All right, good night.
Yeah, we
Thank
talking
you.
about
Peace.
you're welcome. We talking about willing to see tonight. You know what I'm saying? Willing to see your thought pattern. Everything starts with thought. Everything starts with mindset. Because it's not about, it's in us, not out us. You know what I'm saying? It's not about your outer appearance, because you go buy the nicest clothes and get the nicest ride, nicest place. But if you ain't changed this inner man, you're just gonna repeat the same thing in new clothes and new houses and new cars, that same old mindset. But you mentioned earlier about the new you, learning the new you, embracing the new you. I'm learning how to embrace Furman. I'm learning how to embrace the new Furman. I remember Cam Newton before he started playing when we started playing with New England. He would say, I don't know this Cam. He said he never met this Cam before. You know what I'm saying? When he was determined to prove himself, he was determined to prove that he was the MVP caliber QB. And that's how we have to be, because we don't know the real us yet. We ain't really tapped into who the real we are yet. You know what I'm saying? That's that beast on the inside you that I want to meet this dude. I want to meet who this dude is I never met before. You know what I'm saying? You can like, I ain't even met this dude before, but I want to know who this dude is. I want to know this unstoppable man. I want to know this unstoppable force. I want to know this man who's about his business. I want to know this man who's on purpose, who got vision, who got drive, who got structure, who hold himself accountable. Uh, he's a leader. He's confident. He walks the walk, and he do more to walking than he do the talking. Dave, you want to what you want to say about that?
You definitely right on all of that. And what people don't realize for men, it takes time. That's a very timely process to develop.
Yeah.
You have to go through your ups, your down, rejection. Can you take on this? Can you do that? It really is a lot. You really don't hit that peak till about 45 when you know for sure, hey, I got my whole life locked down. This way I'm at, and from here is where I stay. But like you say, it takes the everyday grooming. Like me and my son are definitely a lot better with grooming. There's a brother, shout out to him on Facebook, Anab. He does videos on fragrances.
Okay.
It's like men got to learn their fragrances. You got to find your type, what you like. Yeah, you're gonna have to pay. But so what? It's going to you get a spray that one-time spray, but it's gonna turn heads for the next however long until the bottle run out. Or just
Mm-hmm.
do something different to keep yourself up, because you never know when you walk into a store and somebody may know you and need your business. So how you look, how you present yourself on social media may look good, but what about the real life on a regular day when you're walking home? What do you look like? And that's something I'm working on, that on my regular everyday life, when I'm not at work, what am I going to look like? Am I still going to look like I'm ready for business? Or am I going to look like I'm a teenager again? So, yeah, looks, grooming, all of that plays a real important role for men to grow up, really.
You do, you do. Even Paul said when I was a child, I thought it was a reason a child, but when I came a man, I put away childish things. You know what I'm saying? You gotta come to a point in your life we have to put away childish things, groom yourself. Yeah, this stuff takes money. And don't be afraid to spend money. You know what I'm saying? I got a personal trainer. Like I said, big shout out to Coach Shay. You know what I'm saying? I know and what she got going on. I took the chance to allow her to help me, you know what I'm saying? And I pay for her services. So there's nothing wrong with paying for these services. No, with Jazsmine. I met Jazsmine at the mall with her skincare products. I paid for that. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to put in the money. You have to put in the work. And don't be afraid to spend money. That's what it is. People afraid to spend money. Everybody wants something for nothing. No, it takes work. Just like when you go to these jobs, you expect a paycheck, right? You expect to get paid for your service. You're not going to be at work getting that work for free. You want that paycheck on Friday or however you get paid. So they pay you for their services, so you should pay for your service. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Invest in yourself. Love yourself. No, learn another thing. Learn how to do a budget for yourself. Learn how you get with money. That's another thing. How are you with money? You know what I'm saying? Do you the type of person that splurge all the time? Or you that type of person who want to save? And I'm saying you being stingy, but who wants to go from paycheck to paycheck? We all been there before. We all live that paycheck to paycheck, and it's not good. But budgeting is good. When people hear budget, they think that's a dirty word, but budget is really good. Corporations have budgets, businesses have budgets. You know what I'm saying? So you got to develop a
Budget
budget for
is linked
yourself.
to discipline.
Exact. Say that again, D. Say that again
Budget
one more
is
time.
linked to discipline.
Exact. You gotta be just when it comes to your money. You know what I'm saying? Is it something? Even what the Bible says, long you got food and clothing, be content, right? What the Bible says.
Right.
So I'm like this, D. If you do stuff for you, do stuff for you. Don't do stuff to please anybody. So we want to please everybody. I got to get the latest trend. I got to get the latest fashion. Now you got these different YouTubers who teaching guys to you got to look this way to get this woman, and you got to get this type of money up. No, don't do that. If you're doing that for a woman, you already lost. You do that stuff for you.
Already lost.
If you want to make money, do it for you. You want to work out, do it for you. You want that new ride, do it for you. Everything starts with you first. Don't do it try to please people. Don't do it try to I got it. No, that's you robbing yourself. You rob yourself when you do stuff like that. And this took me a long time to get to this point in my life. It's like I do stuff for me. I have to learn to live for firm, and I have to do for firm. I have to take care of firm. I'm a single man. I have bills that I got to pay. So what I have to do? I got to have some urgency about myself. I can't depend on nobody. You know what I'm saying? I got God, of course, but God give us a mindset too to say, hey, I need you to do this, son. I got you, but at the same time, you got to do your part as well.
Right, exactly. And I always say I commend the elders. I love good elder brothers that are really on a job and putting out an image that we as the youth can follow, and
Right.
even older men can follow. Because I watch all the brothers. I really do. I watch everybody. I love the progress. I just love it because they're finally doing something. Whereas before it looked like we was making no progress and we wasn't looking like nothing. But now we actually are looking good. You'll find a brother in a suit. You'll see a brother doing a little more. You'll see him at the gym. You'll see him taking care of his skin. So it's a good thing that, brothers are getting up now and
They
listening to
are.
people who have been speaking for some time.
That's it, because we've been revised. You know what I'm saying? Women, the women today, and you may hear guys talk about women this, women that, but the women want the men against their rightful place. We are the leaders. The women want us to lead. You know what I'm saying? A woman's not going. She don't want to lead. She do not want to lead a man. She want the man to lead. You know what I'm saying? We got to first learn how to lead ourselves first,
Mhm.
but we have to. If we can't lead ourselves, how are we gonna lead a family? If we can't lead ourselves, how are we gonna lead a community? We gotta learn how to lead ourselves first, because we learn how to lead ourselves, everything else gonna fall in place.
Yep, that's true.
Because at the end of the day, you being the head and being made in the image of the Most High, of course, we have to be in that role. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing to be in that role, to cherish that role, and we are being revised. And I do believe we are being revived now. And like you see more guys learn how to take care of themselves. They're working out, eating right, getting the proper rest. They keeping their bodies hydrated. They letting go of the sodas and drinking water and all the other stuff, man. So it's a beautiful thing to see the guys have that, develop that keen mentality. And I'm not talking about just in material things. I'm talking about character, integrity, urgency, work ethic, you name it. We actually get into our rightful place. And that's a beautiful thing. I have to say that's very beautiful. And learning ourselves, learn how to communicate with ourselves. Because as men, we solve problems. We don't create problems, but we are to
Right.
solve problems. We have to learn how to solve the problem in our own life, re-examine ourselves, take a look out, look at sports. They record every game that they do. And when they go and practice, they look at the film. They look at what was done wrong, what could be done better. We should do the same thing in our own lives, in our mindset. We need to go back over our day. At the end of the day, wind down, get some type of pattern going. Look back over your day. Look back over what could I done better? What could have done better? What can I do that one will do again? It's nothing wrong with being our own worst critic. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Put that added pressure on yourself to say, you know what, I'm gonna do this better next time. Okay, I looked at what I said. I look how I carry myself. I don't want to do that again. So we will constantly work in the making. And it's not an overnight process. It takes time. Trust the process. The process is the most fun part about it. So trust the process. So anything you want to add on, D?
No, I'm good. I see you tired, man, and I had some trouble getting on, man. And I'm
Oh
like,
man, I'm good. And
up
I
the
know it's it.
system, man.
Oh yeah, that's good, man. I appreciate hanging out with you for a little bit, man. And I ain't gonna lie, it's just I that got me looking like that. It's
Oh,
killing me, but I don't know what happened to it. I don't know, it just got irritated all of a sudden. But I'm
oh,
putting eye drops in. Matter of fact, I'm about to do some more eye drops tonight and rest up. I probably just need to rest as
yes, man.
well and rest this temple. Cause I've been going, I ain't gonna lie, I be going nonstop. I need to rest my body. Just take me a glass of wine, and I just need to wind down, relax. That's what I'm gonna do tonight. Take me a sip of wine
Sir.
and wind down and relax. And most important, I thank you, D. Now, big shout out to Jazsmine hanging out with me as well. I'm gonna be back here next Tuesday night here on Walking This Way's Impact Wars podcast. but your boy finna shut it down for the night. I'm finna chill, watch me something good on TV, and just chill in the comfort of my own home. That's what I'm talking about. But remember this, everybody. Remember the graveyard. Everybody in that graveyard had one thing in common. They thought they were gonna see tomorrow and they didn't. So remember, let's live every day like it's our last. Y'all have a great night. We'll be back here next Tuesday here on Walking This Way Impact Wars podcast. Big shout out to everybody that's watching us in the comment section as well. Oh man, get the hearts up, get the thumbs up. And matter of fact, I'm monetized now here on Facebook. So hit that star. You hit that star, your boy get paid. So man, y'all hit that star, support, share with everybody. And man, y'all have a great night. Be blessed. Take care of yourself. Because I got to take care of myself. So, man, y'all be blessed, man. I'll see y'all next time here on Walking His Ways Impact Wars Podcast. Peace, everybody.
Peace.